Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games, here to do my weekly comic review. And we're going to go giant size this time. Giant size X-Men. Now this story is going to be brought to us by Jackson Lanzing, Collin Kelly, and our artist is Adam Kubert. And this book is going to be pretty enjoyable for me because we're taking one of my favorite more modern characters in Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, and we're going to be bouncing around to some of the most famous stories in X-Men history. And of course, Giant Size X-Men is a reference to the original Giant Size X-Men, the reforming of the team and the relaunching of the X-Book, leading to the, to use another comic example, the all-new, all-different X-Men. But we're going to start off in the desert. Now, as we'd find out very quickly, this character is Legion. Legion is an interesting character. Generally speaking, I know he's popular with certain characters, or they are, because, Legion is Legion. But he's not my normal cup of tea. I'm not usually big into the omnipotent characters. But it makes sense in this storyline. He's trying to do something with Krakoa. Because apparently Krakoa is imprisoned by him, captured by him. Not real elaborate. But he's talking about, hope you feel your future die. And after we got past our splash page, we have the kind of the classic silhouette hanging out with her friend, what's his name, Bruno? Yeah, Bruno. And they're talking about what she's been doing. Kind of basically quick 3 or 4 panels summarizing of the NYX series. And Bruno points out in his spare time, while he's been waiting for her to get done with that story arc, he's made a time travel detection device. And he starts detecting time travel. And of course, boom, he gets thrown off one side, she gets thrown off another. And she lands back in, Xavier's School of Gifted Youngsters. But one of the little things that I didn't catch first time I read through this, it looks like he's time traveling too. So I wonder if that's going to tie back into all this. We got this really cool splash page of classic Scott upset after the entire team has been captured. And Kamala shows up. And apparently, and I'm not sure when this happened because I have missed this completely, this Scott Summers has traveled into the future and met Kamala already because he knows her. Xavier is kind of a jerk about the whole thing. He doesn't want her helping out. But Scott's like, this is how it's going. And stands up to Xavier. And so Xavier respects that. So she gets a new costume for this adventure. And it's actually kind of a cool combo of Sprite, early Kitty Pryde, New Mutants. So I really do like the looks of that costume. Although, oddly enough, the color changes from here to here. Goes from blue to red for unknown reasons. And then we go to the, it's kind of neat, but it's a little disorienting. Different style splash page, if you will, where we turn the book sideways. And what throws me off, by the time I'm ready to read it, I want to flip it back over and turn this page. If you do, you're going backwards in the book and you're upside down. So be warned on that. It is a little disorienting if you're not used to it. So as they're going to rescue the X-Men, the Blackbird gets destroyed. And Scott's actually criticized her. He's like, hey, a little heads up next time. She's like, yeah. Except this isn't how it happened. Whenever it was whatever that was, it's not supposed to be here. Which, of course, we find out that is Legion. And I almost did it again. And I did it again. Like I said, disoriented. But anyway, Kamala is confronting him, basically trying to figure out what he's doing. And as he's basically threatening to kill her, the X-Men, rescue her. And we have she refers to it as a spoiler. I kind of like that. Where she tells them that, this is not a monster. This is a really big mutant. And she ends up talking to Krakatoa because during the storyline where who the immortal X-Men, so that she was taught by Cypher how to speak Krakoan, and convinces him to blast off into space and release the original X-Men team. And this very much upsets Legion because this is not what he was wanting to happen. But as Legion's trying to do something to her, something happens to her powers. Her hands start glowing into kind of a almost like a jewelish crystal. I'm trying to figure out how they were drawing this. So I'm not sure what they're trying to get across here. But as they're doing it, Legion doesn't want her to die because she's useful at some point in the future. So he time travels her again. And as she's coming up out of the bushes at the school again, things are heating up quite a bit as we get ready for Giant-Sized Dark Phoenix Saga #1. So definitely hitting all the high notes. But wait, there's more. We have a backup story. I'm going to have to go back to the splash page because I have already forgotten the names of the folks who wrote this. And that is not fair. So, Al Irwin, and our artist is Sara, probably going to get this name wrong, Pichelli? I think it's Pichelli is our artist. And this is a character I haven't seen before, so I'm assuming this is her first appearance. But it's Jessica Lingardia, if I'm pronouncing that correct, and it's in Italy. And someone tries to purse snatch her, so she runs, chases them down, and lifts their little scooter over her head. And is confronted at that point by Charles Xavier. And this is obviously even, probably, I'm going to say, during the reprint eras before Krakoa. And she basically brags that her mutant gifts basically allows her to be better than anybody around her. And Xavier basically tests that theory. And it doesn't work out for him. She is able to, with her mutant powers, be better than anybody around her at what they're doing. If you're super strong, she's going to be stronger. If you're super powerful telepath, she's going to be have a stronger telepathy. But she makes a statement to him, I will not train with you. Forget all of this, Xavier. Forget you ever came to Italy. Forgot that this is there is one year approach who saw you for what you are, another criminal creating chaos for decent people. When the time is right, Xavier, I will offer my mutant gifts to the world, but I don't think you will like how I do it. So this is obviously a setup at some point in the future for her to make a reappearance. Like I said, I think this character's new. I may be wrong on that. I have not seen her before myself. And it's very much a Nemesis kid if you're a Legion of Superheroes fan type character. So, you know, whatever you can do, I can do better and trump you at it. So it should be interesting. All in all, Kamala Khan is one of my favorite characters, and we are hitting the best storylines in the X-Men history, so this is all going to be great. It's going to be a fun romp through the X-Men storylines. I know when we go from the Phoenix Saga, I also know we have an Age of Apocalypse coming. I'll assume we'll do a Days of Future Past at some point. But all in all, great fun book. It continues on with what's going on with Kamala Khan. Fantastic book if you're a fan of hers. An enjoyable book if you're an X-Men fan or just a Marvel fan in general. So check it out. And I'll see you next week. Enough said.